Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Forza Horizon 5 to take a look at another brand new addition to the Forza series, which is this MEYERS MANX 2.0 EV. As ever with the new vehicles in this game, it's available for completing 20 points in this week's festival playlist, in this case the autumn season, and as you can see I've done that by doing the trial as I always do, both of the event labs, a seasonal championship, a photo challenge, the collectibles, and of course the monthly rivals at the beginning of the month, which as you can see gives me more than enough points to unlock this thing. So as you might imagine, this is essentially a MEYERS MANX that has been electrified, rather than having a Beetle engine like the original 1971 Manx. Although given it's electric, I think calling it the 2.0 was a bit of a mistake, as if you read it wrong, it sounds like it should be a 2-litre, which actually sounds like a brilliant idea, although here in Forza you can make the original MEYERS MANX a 4-litre with an engine swap anyway, so yeah, you can more than do that in this game. Anyway, the electric motor in this one puts out 200 horsepower, which is a huge increase on the original Manx's 60 that had from standard. It's also not too heavy at only 748 kilos. That is until you realise that the original Manx was nearly 200 kilos lighter, making this new one over 25% heavier than that one. It also remains rear-wheel drive like the original, but all that extra power means that stock it's in the middle of B-class here in Forza at 649 PI, making it 2 classes higher than the 1971 version. I'm also not quite sure about how this thing looks at the back, given that the original used to have a sort of Beetle engine hanging out. The way they've sort of covered it up, I'm not sure about, and I don't know why they felt the need to change the rear lights, because I have to be honest, I slightly prefer the ones on the original. I do absolutely love the houndstooth seats in this particular example, though. So then, in terms of manufacturer colours, there is only the green that it comes with as standard, but it is rather nice colour, and against those houndstooth seats, I really actually like the combination on this thing, as we have it right now. In terms of other modification though, there are a couple of visual mods. For example, we can put some extra spotlights on the front, which I think looks incredible, and we can remove the roof, which I am actually going to do because that reduces weight slightly. Apart from those visual mods though, it is rather disappointing. You can increase the power slightly, but only from 200 to 260 horsepower, which isn't great, and apart from that, all you can really do is mess around with your wheels and tyres, change your driveline, change your diff, and, well, change the handling bits. There really isn't that much in the way of power increases. So after adding the rally lights on the front and removing the roof, we then decided to drag race this against the original MEYERS MANX, a lightly modified Nissan Suru, and a Mazda 323. So in theory this should win.
Why is that Suru
Wow.
got so much pace?
I upgraded to 200 horsepower.
Yeah, wasn't
Oh.
that Suru D-Class or something?
I did say before we started the drag race, I did upgrade this to 200 horsepower to being equivalent to the
And this can do 123 miles an hour in
MEYERS
one.
MANX.
After this drag race though, we struggled to think of what else to do with this new buggy. It doesn't drive particularly well stock, apart from having insane acceleration, and given how minimal the performance upgrades that are available are, with no real options to increase power, at least to an amount to make it potentially useful in B-class racing or something, we didn't really want to take them into racing because we just knew they wouldn't be any good. So we kind of gave up on this new addition at this point. That is, though, until later on I found, scrolling through some of the tunes, that it has a bit of a party trick. It can do this. Yes, look at it go. Look at it go. Oh no, we're on one wheel. Slightly uncontrollable, but still, it has a purpose, which is extremely fun. Hello, audience. So to get it to actually work, you sort of have to put it in reverse and then... Bad example. There we go. But then if you sort of drop it back down again, it bounces back up. And you can sort of hop through the tunes. Oh no. Oh no. And that probably is going to do it for a very first look at the MEYERS MANX 2.0 EV here on Forza Horizon 5. From standard, apart from being ridiculously fast accelerating, I'm not really sure why you'd want an electric beach buggy. It kind of makes sense, I suppose, to do that to this sort of vehicle rather than a car that actually needs range to get somewhere. But given it increases weight by quite so much, and you kind of want this thing to be as light as possible, I'm not sure why you would ever go for one of these over a normal MEYERS MANX, which is significantly lighter, significantly cheaper, and has a good little engine in it. So, yeah, I'm not really sure the advantage of this thing from standard. Here in Forza, there also isn't much in the way of upgrades and customization for this thing. Yes, you can put on some rally lights and remove the roof, but there's only one manufacturer colour, and you can't really increase power output significantly enough for it to be useful even in B-class racing. So it's just as well that we discovered that it can indeed do one thing, which is wheeling everywhere in a completely uncontrollable fashion. On roads and across dunes I found was particularly fun, because when you land it, it sort of bounces up in the air again. So there we go. Fast in a straight line from standard, doesn't handle too well, not a lot of upgrades, and not a lot you can really do with it, apart from wheeling, which is excellent fun and kind of, well, the only redeeming feature of this thing, and the only advantage over the normal MEYERS MANX. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's video, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next one very soon.